Good evening. The purpose of this presentation is to outline a proposal to merge the St. Anne and St. Catherine parishes into one parish. This is something that Father Peter and some of the members of the Pastoral and Finance Councils, as well as staff and Stewardship Council, have been considering for several years. And we consider it the next logical step in our ongoing collaborative efforts. The forced church closings brought upon by the COVID-19 pandemic and its subsequent uncertainty has significantly increased the sense of urgency to move forward with this next step. However, it is not the plan to close either of our churches. Instead, we expect that by merging, we will become an even stronger and larger faith community and will need both worship sites to remain open. As you can see in column 1, for years, the churches in the Archdiocese of Boston have been experiencing declines in the number of clergy, in Mass attendance, and in revenues. In 2013, we began Disciples in Mission in an attempt to address these issues by working with parishes to form collaboratives, offering workshops on evangelization to try to increase Mass attendance and to promote vocations to the priesthood. While the formation of collaboratives has helped to foster a sense of working together and sharing resources, it has not resolved the declines. The COVID-19 pandemic has further aggravated the situation. When churches were forced to shut down, the incoming revenues dropped way off, and now approximately 2/3 of the parishes are facing serious financial shortfalls. As a result, the Archdiocese is encouraging collaboratives to consider merging as a way to strengthen their financial position. However, while we do believe this merger will make us stronger, the financial challenges that other collaboratives are facing is not the reason we are considering it, nor is it something we began to consider due to the current health crisis, but long before that. We believe there are many good reasons to merge, which we will highlight in this presentation. As Father Peter and Father Joe have mentioned on several occasions, the number of active priests in the Archdiocese has been declining steadily over the past 20 years and is projected to continue dropping further in the coming years, to the point where there simply won't be enough priests to support all of the parishes and collaboratives within the Archdiocese. Please note that the projections on this chart were calculated prior to the current pandemic. While we have been blessed to have Father Peter and Father Joe reappointed to our collaborative, Father Peter is 75 years old and has had multiple major surgeries, and many collaboratives have either been reduced to one priest or have had additional churches added to their collaborative. Before our collaborative started, our parishes operated totally independently. Each parish had its own clergy, staff, councils, ministries, buildings, and of course, parishioners. In June 2014, as part of phase 2 of Disciples in Mission, the St. Anne, St. Catherine Collaborative was formed. Since then, we have made significant progress under Father Peter's and Father Joe's leadership. We have been able to reap significant synergies by integrating councils, ministries, faith formation, and staff, as well as sharing expertise and other resources, resulting in a healthier faith community. Today, though we are in a collaborative, St. Anne and St. Catherine are still two separate legal entities both in terms of church canon law and in terms of federal and state law. Because of this, not only do the two churches have separate taxpayer IDs, they are required to have separate finances, assets and liabilities, as well as separate finance councils and parishioner databases, etc., which results in duplication of effort and inefficiencies. All that work has led us to where we are now, a vibrant, healthier faith community. Over the years, we have been able to develop a stronger relationship across the two parishes, allowing the level of trust to grow among parishioners. We benefit from synergies this collaboration has brought, and we've been most fortunate to be able to retain 2 full-time priests and a deacon that deeply care for the welfare of our faith community and its members. Most recently, both Father Peter and Father Joe were appointed by Cardinal Sean to remain with us for another 6 years. Nevertheless, we need to continue preparing for what's ahead. A merger between our two parishes is necessary to position us for what is expected to be a very difficult short-term future due to the pandemic and longer-term future due to the priest shortage. So, where do we go from here? We would like to present a proposal to become one parish with 2 churches, and we invite your feedback. We have also put together a list of frequently asked questions on the merger proposal and the actual merger process, which we hope will answer many of your questions. So what will change if we merge to become one parish? For starters, our legal status changes from 2 parishes to a single parish. St. Anne Parish and St. Catherine of Alexandria Parish will form one parish, and a new parish name would be selected. Note, however, that the names of our churches remain the same. So, for example, if we choose the new parish name of St. Peter, then St. Anne's would be known as the St. Anne Church of St. Peter's Parish, and likewise for St. Catherine's. Parishioners will be invited to help choose a new parish name. The assets and liabilities of the 2 separate parishes would then be pooled and become the assets and liabilities of the new parish. Also, we would merge our 2 databases and our finance councils into one. Please refer to the frequently asked questions document for a list of parishes that have recently merged. Once again, after we become one parish, we will continue to have 2 worship sites, St. Anne Church and St. Catherine Church. Once the COVID-19 pandemic is over and the social distancing and health precautions have ended, we plan to continue having the same number of masses and times as we had before the pandemic. Health permitting, we anticipate having the same clergy and staff. By pooling resources, we should be able to utilize staff more efficiently rather than having many people doing the same or similar tasks. We will continue to have an integrated faith formation program and to encourage any duplicate ministries to join forces. In order to comply with the COVID-19 guidelines set by the state and the Archdiocese, we may need to make further adjustments in our schedules and programs. The benefits of becoming one parish can be summarized under 6 areas: unity, long-term commitment, improved effectiveness, reduced stress on priests and staff, synergies, and better positioned for the future. In the following slides, we go into more details for each of these. First and foremost, this merger promotes unity, just as Jesus taught us to unite as one body. We strongly believe that both emotionally and spiritually, we will be better off operating as one. This union also allows us mentally to feel and operate as one. It removes from our minds any barriers to seeing ourselves as one. For the past several years, we have been moving towards this logical conclusion of committing to becoming one and have made many significant enhancements through our collective efforts. Together, we are better positioned to deal with both the current short-term crisis as well as the longer-term trends that jeopardize our faith community. Improved effectiveness would put us in a better position to retain more of our resources. Also, with a single parish name, we can be more effective and consistent with our communications, not to mention more efficient. A single database and financials would help to eliminate duplication of efforts, promoting further transparency while saving time and money. And last, but certainly not least, this merger would provide the opportunity to leverage best practices across both parishes, thus allowing us to build a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. Merging committees, councils, and ministries would mean fewer meetings to attend for priests and staff, allowing them to focus more on spiritual leadership. Also, when all the councils and committees are integrated, we would have an even greater level of skills across the new parish to support our clergy. We see a lot of synergistic benefits as one united parish that will make us greater than the sum of our current parts. We'll be a stronger, healthier, more flexible, and more viable parish. We will become attractive to other people in our region, as well as allow us to reach out to others who have fallen away from the Catholic Church and those who do not yet know Christ. It will allow us to become more recognizable and engaged in our local and neighboring communities. It will also visibly demonstrate to the Archdiocese that we have a bright future and that we can chart that future responsibly. As the recent pandemic has graphically illustrated, the future is always uncertain. As we also saw with the pandemic, when resources are pooled, such as ventilators, masks, gloves, and gowns, they could then be allocated where they were needed most in order to save lives. Unlike two individual parishes, which legally must keep their assets and liabilities separate, if we proceed with a merger and become one parish, we will have the ability to pool all of our resources so that we can respond to the changing environment and allocate our resources where and when they are needed to do the Lord's work and to have a vibrant faith community. It is imperative we acknowledge that while we believe the merger is necessary, it is not a silver bullet that will magically solve all of our problems. It is the baseline we need to maximize our ability and, frankly, our chances to address the challenges of the future. It will not solve the significant financial and secular trends we are facing now and likely to continue to face in the future. But as one parish together in Christ, we can succeed. A frequently asked questions document has been created to address questions about the merger process. This is available on both parishes' websites. Parishioners are also encouraged to send emails with questions to the feedback@lwcatholic.org email address or via regular mail to either parish office.